this leisure wig, time for the pursuit wig.
Oh, tough. He's like a pro wrestler. All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon, and I'm a high school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia, doing another reaction video on this episode of SpongeBob SquarePants that has been requested a lot by you guys, the viewers. I always like to base my content on the number of recommendations I get from viewers. This one is called Potato Puff, and I don't know anything about it except for the title and this little image here. I'm guessing that we're going to get a potato here in place of Mrs. Puff at some point. That's all I know about it. So thank you all for the recommendations. I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. And just a reminder, as always, if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or better yet, become a member. Let's get into it. Here we go. Potato Puff. I like this music. Okay. That's kind of extreme. And once again, I do realize that this is from season 13, which I believe was just a few years ago, 2020, I believe it was. So in general, you know, the rule of thumb is, you know this if you're a SpongeBob fan, the later the season is, the more crazy it's going to get, and the characters are going to be just a little bit different, let's say. So this one has started off in the same style. You've got a little sweet little nursery, and then SpongeBob crashes in during what appears to be a boating exam. And yeah, that's par for the course here. But let's see where this one goes. No, don't hurt the baby. It's hulking out. Okay. Hulked out baby.
Bikini Bottom's long-awaited dynamite factory is back.
Oh man, and they've done this before. Like I remember there was one episode, I think it was where Mrs. Puff goes to jail and then SpongeBob tries to get her out, and they are doing a ribbon cutting on the unfinished bridge right before they go sailing over it. So here it's like the dynamite factory, just the perfect moment for them to crash into it and detonate the whole thing. But let's see what happens here. Okay, that was close. Don't land on it.
I can see your house from up here.
Her house. There she goes. At least she's in
Look
bed.
at that. You saved me a commute. Just let yourself out.
Well, if you're sure. Yeah. See you tomorrow, Mrs. Puff. La 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 la.
Maybe
There's
he
that
really
picture.
is unteachable. I give up.
Mm,
No, Puff, not yet.
there you go.
You're a driving instructor.
Mm-hmm.
Instructing that boy is your duty. You just need a little guidance.
Guidance. Okay. And I started to get a little bit discouraged here when she says, oh, he's unteachable, I give up. But then she says, no, I'm not going to give up. And, you know, I think teachers in real life do go through that. Frustration is often part of it, and not giving up and saying, you know what, this particular student or situation is somewhat difficult, but you know what, I'm going to figure a way out of it, or I'm going to get support. Now, I don't know what kind of support that this, whatever he is, some sort of guru, is going to give her, but let's find out.
The universe greets you. Allow me to guide your celestial vessel.
SpongeBob driving me crazy.
Oh, Mrs. Puff. Perhaps it would help if you found a way to be with SpongeBob without being with SpongeBob. Okay.
Is that where the potato comes in?
For money again soon. Goodbye.
Okay.
Less stress.
Guess that's
Me
like
with
his cell phone.
SpongeBob without being with SpongeBob. But how?
Don't stress yourself out.
Where is that music coming from? A submarine? That gives me an idea.
What's she doing here?
I knew it!
Oh, man. And, in SpongeBob, it's mostly the animated world. I really thought it was funny how, like in Band Geeks, I believe it was, you had some elements of the real world in there. And I think I had seen maybe a short scene from the SpongeBob movie. Let me know if you'd like me to react to that, but where parts of it are kind of sort of in real life. It reminds me of Gumball a little bit, how you've got the animated characters surrounded by quasi real live action shots. So this is pretty cool here. I've never seen a submarine, much less a human being in the SpongeBob universe, but let's see.
Where there are sailors, there are always potatoes.
I guess. She's gonna steal one. A little Sharpie. And wouldn't that let water go flooding into the submarine and sink the submarine? But I guess maybe not in the SpongeBob universe. Oh, there you go. There's your water. Oh boy.
There. That should do
Okay. So I saw that she has a little radio. So is this going to be enough to fool him? I guess this way she doesn't have to be scared of crashing, because even if he crashes, she's not going to be hurt or puff up. So maybe this is not so bad, but in a real world situation, of course, this would never happen in a million years. But let's see if it works for her. Here he comes. There's that lighthouse. That lighthouse, I think every single episode, almost without exception, gets messed up or crashed into or completely disintegrates, depending on the level of carnage that happens.
Oh, Mrs. Puff, it's been so long. Did you miss me?
Oh, yes, SpongeBob.
And he's fooled by
I miss
this.
you so much. It's so good to see you from here.
Ooh, did you get a new hat? It really brings out all your eyes.
All right, time to
'Cause she's a
focus
potato.
on the road, my excellent little noodle.
Ooh, I must live up to your noodle expectations.
So far, so good.
That was very good.
Usually when he goes backwards, many times he does go backwards first, and he just immediately crashes into something. So this is better, actually, even in the first few seconds, than most of his boating exams, believe it or not.
Okay, take a right here. Now, keep going right.
Feels right to me.
So far, so good.
Yes, it does. Now I can catch up on my story.
Oh,
Oh, Dwayne, the only thing I've ever loved.
Is a skull-cracking smackdown!
That's right. Keep going right. All right.
uh-oh.
Yeah, sure, SpongeBob.
This is
Boy,
Puff.
I feel like I'm really getting the hang of this turning right thing. Hey, this is the longest
You
I've
gotta
ever
still
driven without
watch.
crashing.
Yeah, and the guru guy said you got to be with him without being with him, but you still have to sort of watch. If she just starts watching TV, I don't know if that's supposed to be like WWE or whatever. I don't know if that's going to work out too well, but let's see.
Huh?
This is Puff.
Oh, there's none left.
Last, but I'm still working on right. Do you really think I'm ready?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. If you think so.
This is Puff.
Whoa. Sorry about that.
Uh-oh.
Some people will do anything to use the carpool lane.
Oh, no. popcorn. Mrs. Puff, you got to still watch.
SpongeBob, your driving is immaculate. Just keep turning right.
Oh, I'm great at that.
Oh no. Don't hurt the kids. Fine China. Bikini Bottom jail.
And righty, nice and tidy.
Tightening my right
This is the most fulfilling day I've ever had as a teacher.
Choking?
Uh-oh. Swallowed a bug, huh?
Attention all units, major traffic violations in progress. Please pursue as fast as possible.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. So this is probably just a simple walkie-talkie, but he has changed frequency as if it's some sort of radio and is picking up the police frequency, and they're saying something about traffic violations, which I'm not even an expert, and I know that doesn't happen, but he's starting to get freaked out here, and apparently Mrs. Puff is choking on some popcorn. I'm getting a little bit worried here. Let's see what happens.
This must be it.
Oh, can't do that. Yeah, he's got a little tag that says student driver, and yet he has a little siren. You can't put lights on your car. That's impersonating a police officer, which is a crime, which is very serious. You can't do that, but let's see what happens with him.
Hey, that's him! The jerk with the spy!
Got a motor on his wheelchair.
This historic dynamite factory has
There we go again.
one entire day.
And is that the hulked out baby from the beginning? That's pretty funny. And yeah, the dynamite factory, something tells me they wouldn't allow tourists to tour the facility like this guy, but let's see.
With no accidents. Isn't that amazing?
Not for long.
Breaker, Captain boys. Hard to port.
Go up 10-4, Mrs. Puff.
Here we go. Are we gonna get blown up?
I'm getting too old for this.
We interrupt headlocks and heartbreaks with an emergency news bulletin. High-speed sponge terrorizes Bikini Bottom with potato prisoner.
All right, she gonna leap into action.
Pursued by band of bandaged bikers along Kraken Avenue. Who knows where he may strike next?
Yeah, and I was just thinking so many times she's gotten in trouble for his actions and even thrown in jail, but I'm like, well, this time she's not even there, but I'm guessing she's now going to spring into action, I guess, because he seems to be on the loose. And I thought the bikers got blown up by the dynamite factory, but let's see how this plays out here. Oh, the whole town's on fire. Underwater. Pretty bad.
SpongeBob? Hello? Hello?
He's not on that frequency anymore.
Neptune. Enough of this leisure wig. Time for the pursuit wig.
Oh, tough. He's like a pro wrestler. Here we go. Getting serious.
I'm a driving instructor, and I'm commandeering this vehicle.
I can dig it, Mohawk Mama.
A wheelie.
Turn around!
Oh, whatever you say.
Okay.
Phew. Oh, dear.
Ooh. Okay, turned her into potato chips and then mashed potatoes or whatever this is. And again, with the fire and underwater and the whole SpongeBob physics, doesn't really make sense to me. But all right, let's see how this ends here. Gravy. I was about to say, where's the gravy? There it is. Now you need some fried chicken there.
Mrs. Puff, you've been mashed!
Not really her. Ugh, man, can you tell this is season 13 and not season 1 or 2? So yeah, he thinks that she's been mashed up, and he should be like she's not a potato. He thinks she's a pufferfish, which she is. So how can a pufferfish be this mashed potatoes and gravy? But he thinks it's her, so obviously he's upset. But let's see how it ends. Tough. Ugh.
Huh? She's alive! Oh, you sure are resilient, Mrs. Puff.
From now on, SpongeBob, I'll uphold my duty as your driving instructor to keep you safe on
Aw.
the road.
Oh, except for those guys.
Oh, wait a minute. You're Puff the Tough.
Puff
Will
the
you sign
Tough.
my cast? I love you.
Yeah, did she have some secret previous career as a pro wrestler? So many times, even in the episodes that I've seen, there have been allusions to, well, she's had some sort of past life. And I know there's a video out there that attempts to explain that, but maybe she was also a pro wrestler in addition to a demolition derby driver and all of that. But she has kind of a tender moment with SpongeBob there, but then they forget about these guys, because SpongeBob caused this guy to go off the road and then led them into a dynamite factory and then crashed directly into them. So I can understand why they're a little upset.
Oh, hi, boys.
Looks like you got things under control here. Let's grab.
Does she go to jail again? Oh, again. Now she's peeling potatoes.
So, what are you in for?
Again. All right, well, that's the episode. I did enjoy that one, Potato Puff. And in the end, she ended up in jail again. I can't count how many times I've seen Mrs. Puff go to jail, but at least this one, unlike some of the other later seasons, she, several times in the episode said, you know what, it's my job, it's my duty to teach SpongeBob, it's my duty to keep you safe. She said that many times, even though she did kind of refuse to go through with doing the boating test with him and sort of abandoned him for a while. She said, you know what, it's my duty, it's my job. So good for her for fulfilling that. And in the end, she said, I'll keep you safe. I'll do what I need to do for you, SpongeBob. And they have kind of a nice moment here. But that's the episode. Did enjoy that one. Appreciate your recommendations as always. Keep those recommendations coming. And like I said, I tend to prioritize content based on how many times each episode or series is recommended. Just a reminder, do hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and consider channel membership. Members do get early access to videos along with other perks. But I'm going to end the video right here. I enjoyed it. Hope you did too. And I'll see you next time on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.